Do me a favor, guys. Hold your pinky fingers up like this.
Hold on. Yeah.
Oh,
like this.
Yeah. Do you have a dent right here?
Wait.
If you feel if you just take on your right hand or on your left hand, do you have a dent in your?
You're talking about the phone dent.
Yeah.
No, they're both kind of the same.
This is how I hold my phone. I hold my phone like this all the time, and I definitely have it. My finger has a dent in it.
Can you see it, or
Look,
just feel it?
Look, I mean, you can there.
I probably have it.
Rests a little free, so that's probably why not.
Is that right?
Yeah, you can.
If it will focus.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah, but yeah, I can feel the dent. Like it's.
I think you're.
I've seen
I didn't know that was phone dent.
Yeah, that's from supposedly keeping your phone there. But like with my phones, always have a fatter case, so I kind of squeeze it a little. It has a cushion on the side.
Well, and
so
I'm
my
trying.
pinky's not really doing too much work.
So I'm trying to train myself to hold my phone like this, but the likelihood
that looks so uncomfortable.
It isn't great. But the likelihood is my finger will never grow back like that. Like it's pretty much permanent.
Oh, it's done.
This is permanent. Hey, it's Zach from What the Pod Was That and the All About Nothing podcast. And America's birthday is coming up faster than we can track. Celebrate Independence Day in style with ZJZ Designs' latest t-shirt collection on TeePublic. Introducing 3 brand new 4th of July heart designs that perfectly capture the spirit of America. These shirts feature vibrant, patriotic colors and unique heart-shaped designs that stand out at any celebration. Whether you're heading to a fireworks show, a barbecue, or just enjoying the summer sun, our 4th of July heart collection has something for everyone. Show off your love for the red, white, and blue with ZJZ Design. Visit ZJZ Design's TeePublic shop today and get ready to shine this Independence Day. Links in the show notes or visit ZJZDesigns.com and check out all the great designs. New designs come up often. ZJZDesigns.com. The All About Nothing podcast
may have content and language
that isn't appropriate for some.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, Nothingers, to another episode of the All About Nothing podcast. This is episode number 210. I am Barrett Gruber.
I am Zach King.
We are joined, of course, this episode with our good friend, Brock, from the Soda City Comic Con. You also probably recognize Brock as one of the council members of the town of Blythewood.
None of your listeners are going to recognize me for that. But thank you.
Look,
but
re-elections are hard.
No, they're not. Not the way I run them. And it's so true. And no one's also going to recognize me for running Comic-Con. So I walk through that place all the time and nobody bats an eye. Nobody knows who I am. It's great.
Everybody just hears somebody at some point go, hey, Brock?
Yeah, that's what
your name is definitely heard.
It's never happened. No one's actually flagged me down. No.
Yes, I've heard them. Yeah.
I don't, because I just keep going.
That's good. You're good. Real quick, thanks, John Kosas Jr., Broadcast and Media Relations Manager for the Columbia Fireflies update. Also, thank you for Carrie Tharp of the Darlington Country Club. The Southern 500 Golf International is coming up, and I want to remind everybody they can go to the the Darlington Country Club.com to check out tickets like that. If you want to be in the invitational for the golf tournament, then you can. It's just a fee and whatnot. I would suggest being maybe good at golf too, potentially.
Well,
I'm terrible.
Carrie said we didn't have to be good.
We didn't have to be good. That's true. That's true.
And I did say, you want a mercy round? Let you and I come and just drive balls, and like he'd be like, I hit a whatever today. It's going to be better than what we hit.
I just want to acknowledge something. He friended you on Facebook. He requested you.
Me and Carrie, we tight.
He told me he would friend me on Facebook and didn't. So then I sent him a friend request, and I have not heard back on that yet.
Ooh.
I have been ghosted.
You're in limbo
by the one and only Carrie Tharp.
Carrie Tharp's he's the man, the myth, the legend. That guy has seen everything.
Yeah. Brock, he was the associate athletics director for the University of South Carolina from 1984 to 2004, and then he was the president of Darlington Motor Speedway for like 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Until last year.
He was really cool interview.
It was from 2005 till last year that he was the president.
Oh, is that, man?
Mhm.
That's a decent time. Well, okay, we're gonna get into why Mr. Brock is here. Soda City Comic Con is coming up on August 24th and 25th at the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center, and we're excited because Brock said that we could sneak in through the back door again.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, all right, sorry.
That is what you said.
It always digresses.
I'm gonna have to get the power cord before I lose you guys. Hang on.
Well, hold on.
Keep talking.
Brock
Keep talking.
at least said we could come again.
Yeah.
As long as it was
You
through
can
the back
you
door.
can you can show up.
What? No way.
All right, here we are.
All right, let me. You boys keep talking. I'm gonna plug in. That way I
I'm
don't.
gonna plug in. So far, they've announced Peter Cullen, who of course voice of Optimus Prime and a bunch of other stuff. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Michael Bell, who Star Trek, MASH, Three's Company, Deep Space Nine, a bunch of different stuff. And then just this week, which is the week we're recording, Matthew Watterson, who is the voice of Magneto and some other stuff, but the voice of Magneto in X-Men 97, which, Zach, did you watch it?
So I've watched the first 2 episodes so far. And that's
really?
Recently.
It's so good.
I love it, but I don't know if Marvel is playing at my childhood heartstrings at the moment, and they kind of are, but I also love him for playing Virgil in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
And would love to talk to him about that, because Virgil was one of the most like hilarious / inane characters that he was a mutant that could talk and was super smart. Like I'm all about it. I just haven't had the time to continue.
Yeah.
97. So
Yeah.
There's also
I'm a huge fan of it.
there's also a character, and I don't remember his name, from Castlevania. I don't know if it was the
Dragon.
yes
Dragon?
that character.
Dragon.
Yes.
Yeah. And I didn't play enough Castlevania to remember what he could have been, but I've recently played one of the 360 iterations, so I need to go back and look at exactly what he did in it.
I think that was the Netflix series. I don't know.
Was it the series that he was in?
I think so.
You're
I thought
talking to
so.
somebody who watched it but doesn't remember.
His list of accomplishments were heavy. I was like,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think his uncle is Sam Watterson.
Oh,
Really?
no
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, from like NCIS or not NCIS,
Yeah.
one of the Law and Order. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely related. I think it's his uncle.
The eyebrows, Mr.
Yeah. That's
he played,
outstanding.
He
Yeah,
played
so-
in the original Great Gatsby, Sam Watterson.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, they're definitely related. I think it's his uncle. Don't hold me to that, but they are 100% related, and it's a pretty close relation. I think it's his uncle.
That's awesome. That's
So-
awesome.
We're still 3 months out from Soda City Comic Con. You've already sold out all the vendor spaces and everything, right?
Yeah, we're a little over 2 months out, but yes,
Oh, 2 months out. That's true. It's
two
June.
two and a half. 2.5.
So how many vendors are we going to have this year?
Same number. We don't increase or decrease number of spots.
Yeah.
We'll probably have about 50, 55 unique vendors, about 60 or 65 unique artists. We don't really have any room to expand the event because we take up the whole building.
Yeah.
This year, we have our vintage video game room, which we're going to expand it back into the full room. We're not going to have pinballs on one side. Of course, in one of the rooms, let's see, what room is that? Lexington, Richland. Yeah, Lexington has the vintage video games. Richland has the pinball. We'll have 50, 60 pinball machines in there, some arcades. We might have some sprinkled outside. And this year, we're introducing a new attraction, which we debuted in Wilmington, which you guys didn't come to, even though you were invited.
We were trying.
Virtual reality. You were?
Really?
I have my defense on that. It was the
my
Wednesday.
beach of choice, by the way. We really were trying to get there.
It was the Wednesday before, And Brock sent me a text message. Hey, you still coming to Wilmington? And we hadn't talked about it in months. I had completely forgotten about it. And then the reminder, the 3 or 4 days before, I genuinely looked to see if it was something that I could accomplish before I texted you back. But that's one of those things I have to chalk up to because I didn't put it on the calendar and set any reminders. I forgot. So
Well, that's a hashtag fail.
Yeah,
we will be there next year.
Well, we are doing Wilmington year 2 next year, and I think it would be fun to have some media there. You guys recording, doing some live broadcasting if you can do live broadcasting, which I'm pretty sure you can.
Absolutely.
I'm doing some taping, similar to what we're doing now, and go around, film, interview. It's a smaller event as far as the number of people that attend. I think it has the potential to be as big as, if not potentially bigger than Columbia. The venue is a little different. It's more kind of just more linear. I guess it's just kind of more straight out. There's not 2 levels, it's just a single level. The exhibit hall is a little bit bigger. I think the total space might be slightly smaller, but it's a different venue. It took me a little while to kind of get used to it, but now, just it's like a second home, kind of like the convention center is downtown Columbia. So
was one convention not enough?
One convention is never enough.
No. So
and
when you go to plan these, what is the one thing you're just sitting back going like, that I don't want to deal with that. That is the hardest part. Push that off to the end.
Well, there's
the Band-Aid, rip it off.
Prior to Wilmington, we had 8 soda cities under our belt.
Yeah.
So there wasn't anything that was unexpected because we knew how to lay out a floor plan. We had enough contacts in the entertainment world to get guests. We had a vendor list that's 300 plus contacts on the vendor side, 300, 400 plus contacts on the artist side. So there was never a question whether or not we could fill up the room. So all those boxes had been checked long ago. So that's kind of easy. You it's like, I don't know, you're in the game, so to speak, long enough, you have enough contacts, you build enough rapport. Yeah, with individuals. And so and especially when everybody continues to tell you whether they're lying or not, that you run a good event. And I think for the most part we do. Obviously we make mistakes along the way, but when people continue to tell you, hey, you guys run a good event, if you have other opportunities, I'd like to be a part of it, then you blast out an email and you get 75 responses. Yep, I'm in, just tell me when and where. Those are the easy things. It was a little bit different working at the Wilmington Convention Center. I know we're here to talk about Soda City Comic Con, but there are a lot of similarities. Simply because their facility is run by a management company, whereas the convention center is city owned and city run. So it's a little different. They have some different rules and some different hoops that you have to jump through and a couple of different requirements. But overall, once we kind of ironed out the different way they want to do things to accomplish the same goal, it was good. By the end of the weekend, right. Everything was great, and they've reached out to us. They want us to come back. We had I'll tell you one thing. You talk about ripping off the Band-Aid. Like the first 30 minutes was when we opened the doors was just simply chaos. Simply because we didn't quite understand how the flow of people coming into the event was going to happen. And within 30 minutes, and we pretty much took the same team up to Wilmington. They all drove up on Friday. They were there for the weekend. And once we kind of stepped back, we looked and said, okay, how are we going to make this flow? Within 30 minutes, we had it running like clockwork, and everybody got in, and it was just very smooth. And their GM was initially freaked out. I said, her name's Miss Frida. I said, Miss Frida, just calm down. We got this. Just give us a minute to see where all the pieces are. And then once we got it going, everything was great, and it was a good weekend. And we even exceeded our lofty expectations.
That's nice.
Let me ask you this. When it comes to choosing a guest, I want to hear, for one, who do you listen to? Is it the fans? I'm sure it is. Do you have ones you could get? What's the process with that? And then 2, what is it? What is the process of even reaching out to the camp of whomever you want to get in?
Well,
no industry secrets or anything.
no.
It's
It's not there. I mean, honestly, there's not. I mean, there's the internet. There's not a lot of secrets out there anymore.
sure. Yeah, right.
I mean, hell, you can't even pay money to porn stars to keep them silent anymore. I mean, what's this world coming to?
Clearly not. Clearly
So,
not.
Anywho,
Donald Trump.
In her defense, no, sorry.
I mean, maybe she needed the money. I don't know, but
Should have paid Trump.
Ooh.
I'm with you. All right,
You
we're
should
gonna
have to list it as services rendered.
Yeah.
claim that on your taxes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Yeah,
he doesn't pay the
yeah.
taxes. What are we talking about?
No, she would.
Fair.
She's the one that got
that's
paid.
true.
She would. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's income. That's
Yeah,
income.
it is income. You're right. It absolutely is income.
File hush
Does-
money.
Does the NDA supersede the IRS?
I wouldn't think so. No.
I wouldn't think so either.
Yeah, she could claim it as other income. I believe there is a line for other income, and that's where you would claim it, in theory. But as far as getting back to guests, maybe Stormy Daniels could be a good guest. That would be an interesting guest for sure. I bet you she'd give a hell of a panel. But you can almost track down at least a contact to any celebrity that's out there. I mean, IMDb Pro is a paid subscription service. Anybody can go sign up for that. That's not a secret. Whether or not you can get past the gatekeepers, there are some tricks to that. Some people have publicists. Some people have talent reps. Some people have personal appearance reps. You can call these people. You can try to get in touch with them. Sometimes they'll call you back. Sometimes they won't. It's a lot of relationship building. We mentioned rapport earlier. One thing that we do, and anybody else could do this if they want to start their own event. That's fine. Go to other events. You can see a lot of celebrities there, and usually they have talent reps with them. And if you find the right time, you can go talk to them. That's not a secret. That's just being proactive. That's being, what just happened? Oh, look at there. Oh, there's Vanessa. Oh, yeah, I like her.
Yeah,
I like Vanessa.
She was fantastic.
It was our pleasure to sit down with Vanessa.
I'm quite sure it was.
To get down and sit down and talk about just Kingpin.
That was
she
cool.
was amazing. I was like, kicking Woody Harrelson in the balls. Was that amazing or not? She's like 10 out of 10 would do again. I was like, all right.
She's hacking his sack.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And then had her boobs knocked around for a minute by Woody Harrelson. It was fantastic for her to come over and be like, yeah, what are we doing? Let's talk.
Yep.
The whole thing.
She was a very nice and very sweet and very personable individual. I actually had I fell on the sword to go and pick her up from the airport, but I very quickly volunteered. There are some perks when you run the event, and so I went and got her from the airport, and I told her right to her face. I said, "You were one of my childhood crushes growing up." I just straight up said it. I said, she was stunning then. She's still stunning now. So I'm like, I'm a single guy. Shoot your shot, man. Why not?
She's single.
I know she is.
Even some of her more recent movies, she's had some good ones like pop out. And I was like, oh wow! Like she told us, she goes, go check A, B, and C out, and she does. Her horror movie that she did was actually really good.
The recent one was the Preacher's Mistress. I think
that's the one. Preacher's Mistress.
I thought it was good.
It's a horror film.
It was a good movie.
It was like a thriller.
Yeah, like a thriller. Yeah,
like a psychological thriller. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was really good.
But we got to meet the Beans.
Michael and Jennifer.
Bean and Jennifer, so we didn't get to do anything with them for the podcast because of course
he wanted to.
Yeah, they had with all the restrictions on the actor strike and the writer strike.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Now that it's gone, we don't think about it anymore.
Yeah, that played a big part in who we could talk with because Michael came over and it stayed with us and started talking. He goes, "We will be back," and then he ended up talking to his handler, let's call it, and they were like, it probably won't fly with
same Same with Summer Glau. I walked in there and talked to Summer Glau,
yep.
and she said she'd love to come and talk with us, but that, you know, with her contract and who represents her, she's just stuck. It's not something she can
Well, we
do.
won't have that problem moving forward, I don't think.
No, we won't. No,
Not for another 6 years.
And at least, that kind of impacted what could be signed, how it was signed, things like that. What they could like. It blew my mind what restrictions for that, and it had nothing to do with the Comic-Con, just the writer's strike happening at the time.
I thought it was still out.
When we went and spoke to Michael Biehn, he wouldn't let us go.
Yeah,
he likes to talk a little bit,
and he had some great stories to tell. Like I grew up with Michael Biehn. Any 80s anything that had Michael Biehn in it, it was all of us sitting down going like, Michael Bihn's in it, let's watch it.
Yeah,
Abyss, Terminator. All of it. Navy SEALs.
Samwise Gamgee.
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin. I got to talk to him.
Fantastic.
I got to talk to him for a little bit. Same situation. He would have taken a break and come over and talked to us for 5 or 10 minutes, but it just wasn't in the cards. So thankfully that right now is not going to be an issue as far as actor strikes or writer strikes. So how does that affect who you potentially go after for say this August?
Well, one of the, and if your listeners have kind of been following kind of a pattern that we've laid, we tend to do themes in our shows. And if you'll give me a second, I can still talk to you. I'll go grab something real quick. For those of
you listening at home, Brock has walked away from the camera.
I have, but I'm walking back. Yeah. So we put out these little palm cards, and I'll give you next time we bump into each other. I'll give them back to you. So this is one side. It's got a nice little QR code. Cheap plug for our show, and obviously that's Voltron, and then you got what's his name, Optimus Prime on the other side. But then you've got this. See, and you've got the Transformers kind of on one side, your G180 Transformers. Then you got your X-Men 97 over here, and you got Duke over here, and you got Voltron over there. So, you know, we've got this. Well, I'm sorry, those were Autobots. The X-Men are all down here for those who can't see that. So, you know, we'll kind of have some themes, and we'll kind of bring together a lot of actors and or voice actors from very similar properties. You know, if you look at Transformers, you've got Peter Cullen and Michael Bell. Michael Bell voiced a lot of the Transformers. Peter Cullen obviously voiced Optimus Prime. I think he voiced a couple of the other ones. I don't exactly remember which ones, maybe Sideswipe. I'm not big on the 80s Transformers.
I think you're right.
He did Sideswipe.
Yeah, but then you've got the X-Men down here. I'm not confirming, but I'm certainly not denying that there are going to be more X-Men voice actors coming to the event. So,
I can't wait.
Yeah. So, and then we'll just then you go out and you kind of find your diamonds in the rough that kind of just fill in your gaps. Once you've kind of got 2 or 3 or 4 people from one property, and then you can get 2 or 3 from another. Then you can go out and get 1 or 2 more diamonds. Like Vanessa, she didn't really track with anything last year, but she's just her overall, property
presence.
Property lineup and the stuff she's done. She just kind of fit well. So
right.
And that's just kind of how you look at it. You know, you want to go out and see what's popular. You know, X-Men 97 is very popular right now. When you're in the world of anime, Demon Slayer is very popular. Naruto still continues to be popular. Dragon Ball Z continues to still be popular. 7 Deadly Sins, I think, is popular.
Well, you may have not have thought of it, but Fallout's very popular. And if you could go ahead
that
and
new show on Amazon?
Yeah. There's a guy named Walton Goggins. Maybe you've heard of him. I would love to have him there.
Are you making a fan request?
That's a fan request, and I know you don't listen to him. But
I didn't say I didn't listen. I just may not execute based on fan recommendations.
You're on my podcast, goddammit. I'm telling you right now.
I'm going to throw it in there too. I think
you
Walton
did
Goggins
invite
is
me.
Fantastic. It's true. That's true. We did invite you.
Damn it, that's true.
Walton Goggins would be a pretty amazing.
Who is he? The guy with like the missing nose?
Yeah. He's the ghoul.
He's the ghoul.
Is that his character name, Ghoul, or that is
the ghoul?
Well, he also
has a human
he
name,
has a
but he is known as the Ghoul.
yeah. But he was also Boyd Crowder from Justified with Timothy Oliphant, who I will say this forever. If I was a casting director, Timothy Oliphant would be in every single thing I did.
Well,
and while we're at it, X-Men. You got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman. That's coming out, and they're both X-Men. So do what you do, Brock. Get him.
Are there any contracts out there that are pretty big gets that you're excited potentially we're going to get signatures for?
We've got some offers out there. We've got several more confirmed. We've got a couple more offers out there. So, let's see. We actually have, we've got 3 that we've announced. We've got 3 more that are 100% confirmed. We've got 1 more that's like the ball's on the 2-yard line. We're about ready to punch it in. And then there's 2 outstanding. So somebody do my math there. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 guests. And I think for Columbia that's a good number. You don't want to have too many because there's only so much that's going to come in and so many people that want autographs, but you don't want to have too little because then people are like, I might just pass this year. And so you got to find that happy medium.
So this episode is going to drop on June the 24th. Are there any between now and then that you want to announce with us? We won't say anything till the episode comes out, but are there any that you want to announce with us that, in your schedule of releases before June 24th?
Let's see.
I'm putting Brock on the spot.
What's today? Wednesday?
Today
is the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah, 12th. We're going to announce one. Yeah, we'll probably announce at least 2, if not 3 between then. So, let's see. Looking at this card right here, I can safely say that we will have the voice of Storm. Her name's Allison Seeley Smith. Okay. And she has other credits too, but she's, that's her bread and butter. Okay. And Lenore Zahn, who voices Rogue. And
nice.
And if I'm not, and that's kind of her claim to fame too.
Getting Rogue, that's awesome.
She's up for, I believe she's up for an award this fall.
Really? That's
I
cool.
I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say, but I think she's up for an award. Which, if she wins, it'll be like a week or so before our event. So that would actually be really cool.
And Rogue I loved Rogue in the 2 episodes I saw. I was like, they did her.
Oh, she is, her character is very prominently featured throughout the entire first season.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not your Anna Paquin.
No.
Here's your Rogue.
This is the Rogue that obviously, well, I mean, from the comics, this is the Rogue that deals with the fact that, her parents abandoned her and that
your Mississippi queen.
She grew up. Perfect. She grew up under the I guess the tutelage of Mystique. Mm-hmm. And that was all bullshit. This is the same Rogue that basically almost killed Captain America. Captain Marvel. They almost killed Captain Marvel by stealing her powers because Rogue is basically the only one that can kill Captain Marvel.
Fully in love with Remy LeBeau.
Yeah. Gambit's
perfect too. Like, I fucking love him in that one too.
And while we're recording this, Zac has not seen.
I know, which is why I'm keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, I guess don't ruin it because the last thing I saw is where Clone Rogue.
Jean Grey. Jean Grey.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know what I said. Rogue. Yeah, Clone Jean Grey started shutting shit down during like the nightmares. So that's where I am.
It's it goes hard. I mean, it goes real. I did not expect that on a Disney. Basically a Disney production that they were going to go as hard as they do, but like everything. I mean, and the season ended great, but everything.
So far they've kept it honest, and I fully enjoy that, especially from a kid who lived and died by the.
Yeah, Lenore Lenore Zahn, that's a really cool one.
Absolutely. Storm. Whoop.
What else?
Yeah, there's a side storyline. Yeah, they both were.
Yeah.
There's a great kind of side story within the overall arc about Storm, and I think it's kind of cool how she transitions to a more kind of a badass form.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's something
I wish I watched more so we could talk about it.
Yeah, I do too. Like I'm really disappointed that we
Next
can't
time
go
you see
into
me,
it.
Brock, I'm going to be like, wow.
Yeah, Lenore Zahn. I didn't realize till I just looked her up. She's 64 years old and still doing Rogue. Like, that's incredible, because Rogue's voice has this very like it's got that burned sort of vocal tone to it. But like Rogue on X-Men 97, she has the accent, and she sounds exactly the way she looks. But I didn't know Lenore Zahn was in her 60s. It didn't even occur to me. It makes sense now that I think about it, because she was the voice of Rogue back in 92.
Yeah, back in 92, yeah.
So that does make sense, but yeah, that's very cool. So and who is it that Storm?
Allison Seeley Smith.
Allison.
Alison.
Okay. Yep. Oh,
yeah, she's amazing.
I've seen her before. I have seen her before. That's very cool. That is very cool. Okay, so those are the two that will probably be announced
at a minimum.
Yeah, before this episode drops. So
yeah.
So is the theme then? Is the theme mostly this year around sort of the superhero comics, video games, or cartoons? I say cartoons, animated features.
I would say so. We do have some offers out to some on-screen actors. We call them faces. We have faces and voices. That's the way we look at it. And so yeah, we've got some offers out to some faces. I don't know. I don't know. What's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to say yes. They're going to say no. Who knows? There always tends to be somebody that kind of falls in our lap last minute, though. So, there could very well be a surprise that, catches us off guard at the last minute. Like, hey, are you interested in so and so? They're free. They're looking for something to do. Do you want to bring them in? We're like,
yeah.
Okay.
Especially like keep up with y'all's Facebook and social media to make sure you're attuned to the last minute people who are.
Yeah, Facebook is what's updated probably the quickest and most frequent. We do update our website. You can buy tickets through Facebook, or not through Facebook, through Eventbrite for online, or of course you can obviously buy them at the door. So, but yeah, we update Facebook. That's where we make our announcements. It's just easy. You can just queue it up and have all your stuff saved, and then it just goes on whenever the time comes, and then we get our webmaster to update our webpage, and we go from there. But yeah, we're old, so we use Facebook.
Yeah, look who you're talking to.
Well, I mean, my kids say, "Dad, I can't believe you use Facebook. Everybody uses Instagram or TikTok or whatever else the cool kids are using." And I'm like, I don't know how to do that shit. I can barely. I do good just doing a Facebook post.
I look at Instagram and go, no.
See, here and here's my technical issue with Instagram is the fact that you can't click on any links in Instagram. You can't put links in there and somebody just tap on it and bring up their whatever page.
Yeah.
So for me, Instagram doesn't really work. Facebook, I can put 15,000 characters and I can put as many links in there as I want.
Yeah.
So for me, Facebook, kind of Twitter, Threads is pretty good. But
a little more palatable.
Even Threads and X Twitter, even those two limit you on the number of characters unless you're paying for premium.
Yeah, so. I don't know enough about any of those things. I just stick with Facebook, and I can dabble. I can post on Instagram because I have the app on my phone. I do more looking and swiping through and watching ridiculous videos on Instagram than anything else because it's a mild form of entertainment. But as far as like promoting the show and all that stuff, I'm just like, eh.
Well, we gotta make sure Soda City Comic Con gets a TikTok and.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
You have a feast in front of you if we can manage that right.
The problem with that is I almost feel like you need to have somebody that's dedicated to running your social media almost 24/7.
For sure.
And I think we're getting closer. I will say that. But we're not at the point to where this is more than a side hustle. Because it's still very much a side hustle. Similar to what you guys are doing right now. This isn't your full-time job. Hell, this might cost you money for all I know. Yeah, it might. I said might. I don't know. But
no, it does.
but I mean, fortunately, Comic-Con doesn't. We do okay, and we are, I think, slowly getting to the point to where we are going to start exploring the idea of maybe either reaching out to a company or having somebody manage the content full time. We've got some hiccups and some roadblocks that we have to get over. But as far as like constantly posting, I just don't have time for it. Like, you know, I mean, you Barrett, obviously you know me well enough. Zac knows me biblically, and you both know that I just don't have time between, you know, single dad. I work a job as an accountant for the state, councilman in Blythewood, you know, doing this mess. And then pulled in 5 other different directions at all of the times. I don't have time to go out on Facebook. I mean, I can schedule posts on Facebook. That's easy. I can queue them up. Okay. Yeah. I'm smart enough to know how to do that. But as far as like posting on TikTok by the way. Oh, okay. That's fine. You can put it in your bio.
No, know me biblically means not so much.
No, biblically means
yes.
Yeah.
Oh well, shit. Oh, God.
Those are. I'll have to blur that out.
Is that an old people thing?
It must be an old people thing because this is tight like a man's anus.
Brock and I are almost the same age, I think.
Did he really not know what that meant?
Yeah, no, he did.
Oh wow!
Now he's. You see him blushing? He's blushing right now. He is. No, I will say I am absolutely 100% behind you because I do most of the social media posting for the podcast, and like I'll get to the end of the day and I'll be like, oh, I didn't post any videos to our reels or anything. I'll get to the end of the day, is like, is it even worth me doing it? And then you know, and I do it sometimes. I literally did one before we started recording.
And then he goes, that motherfucker Zac hasn't done one.
No.
Well, you know. and Zac, I can also tell you, and Barrett could probably echo this. Like, anybody can go onto Facebook and queue up a post. That's easy. That's just some characters and some text, and maybe they come together to form some sentences and paragraphs. What the fuck do I know? But you got to have photographs. They want you to go live. They want banners and all other content, and they want unique content like every single time, so that their algorithms or whatever it is that those fuckers in California know how to do, that they're smarter than me. That way it all works and it queues you up and it boosts you higher in the search. Right. And I mean, you literally can have people that do nothing but full-time social media for you. Yeah. And then when you layer on Twitter or X or whatever Elon calls it, and then you got Instagram, and now, like you said, they got that new Threads, which I'm not even bothering with that. That's just too much. TikTok, Snapchat. I don't know if they have some social media platform. They sure probably will at some point. I mean, Pinterest. I mean, who knows? There's all kind of these different platforms. Like, it's just too much.
Yeah.
So I can't do it. I could probably figure out one and do okay with it. But then not only do you have to know how to post and schedule and all that stuff, you got to have somebody that can create all the content and the graphics and the media for you. So that's another aspect of it. It's become very challenging.
Yeah. And then you get into merchant.
Intern, and we're still not.
Yeah. Our intern Bill, who does all of our research for us, like gets us all our notes.
He's awesome.
I think he called me earlier today.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I asked him too. I go, did he cuss at you? And he goes, no, he was very professional. I was like, you weren't talking to Brock.
No, he was. I just didn't know who it was. He called me from the All About Nothing podcast. I was like, and I answered his question. And I was like, Aren't I going to see you? Aren't I going to talk to you guys later this evening? He's like, oh yeah. I was thinking you could have led with that.
No,
He didn't know.
Bill's fantastic.
Yeah,
He
no.
actually even broke the news to us that the Comic-Con, Soda City Comic-Con, will be his last event with us.
Yeah, so it's gonna be double
Oh.
special.
Yeah, so we're gonna make it. We're gonna try and make it super special.
Okay.
I assume he's probably not listening to us right now. I don't know if he's logged in or not, but
Maybe we'll get Magneto to hit him in the face with a pie.
I was going to say, should we get him a cake?
yeah, a cake or stripper or that.
Now we're talking
look,
Brock's language. Come on
that-
now.
That potentially goes into some of the characters that we got to see at Soda City Comic Con last year. Zach and I both experienced some very unique situations.
It was awesome. All of it.
I really don't know how to describe it except just to say I appreciate what I saw. And
Well, cosplayers,
experienced.
keep your
tie it off.
your costumes tight.
Yeah. So, yeah. It was a
Real just Daniel's on that shit. Let's do that.
we had at least one that came by that sort of worked her way out of her costume while she was standing in front of us. Had another one that came up to Zach.
She probably wouldn't have gotten through the front door looking like that. So I suspect that as she moved further away from security, she was like, well, I'm just gonna.
She didn't. I don't think she noticed. I don't
I don't think it was intentional either. So
Yeah.
this is a PSA.
Yeah.
Keep
I will
that.
also say Zach is very appreciative of the girls coming up and giving him pickup lines.
One did.
Yeah.
I got a pickup
It was
line.
good.
Was it a good one? Let's hear it. Do you remember it?
Oh, yeah.
It was something like, are you a goldfish? What was it, Barrett? If you're a goldfish, I'd snack on you.
Yeah, I think something like that. But
Something around
That's
those
okay.
lines.
That would probably at least get a smile or a chuckle out of somebody.
Oh, I laughed. I was like,
If you were a goldfish, I'd certainly snack on you. That's pretty good.
yeah.
I was a
like,
bystander
I don't
to
do
this
all
one.
the time. I'm going to tell my wife that pickup line.
It was legitimately. I was beat. I was
Oh,
exhausted.
it was something like, yeah. If you're a goldfish, you're something to snack on. I'll take a bite out of you, or
So this is going to be my contribution to your podcast for this year at my event. Put up a sign, hang a sign that says, "Stop by and give us your best pickup line." And then you're opening up people to come up and actually do it as opposed to just kind of random. Then you'll actually encourage them. And I'm telling you, once a couple people see it, it'll probably spread like wildfire throughout the building. Oh yeah, go tell these two clowns your best pickup line.
well. So last year we had a. I 3D printed a like really big D20, and if you landed on a 10 or a 20, you got that % off.
Yeah.
Nothing in between. This year I'm just gonna print a boulder, and you have to like syphilis, throw it, Sisyphus, throw it up the mountain and roll it down. Let's see if that happens.
It was such a cool event, and like I said, I was by Monday morning.
Yeah.
I had to take the day off.
Beat. Yeah, we were beat. It was a lot of fun.
And
it was excruciating. But
and
it
if
was
I'm not
so much
mistaken, you made a new friend,
fun. Did we?
Leroy.
Oh yeah. Oh well, we knew Leroy.
Oh, well,
and Michael
okay.
We knew them before, but yeah, it was having them down there next to us was fantastic.
A new podcasting friend. How about that?
Mhm.
Yeah, you connected us with, and we've had Leroy on a couple times.
I was about to say Michael Bean because he's somewhere wearing our hat right now.
He might be. I would text his wife, but there's no telling what I might get back, so I'm not.
Well,
She's interesting in a good way.
Oh, yeah.
If you do decide to text her, if you want to I've emailed them. I've emailed her to try and prompt her to, now that the strike's over, they can come on. But yeah, they were incredibly sweet. Even Lex Luthor.
Oh yeah, he came back.
He was fantastic.
Who was the other guy? One of the brothers.
Matt Hardy.
Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Hardy
Yeah.
came by. He was awesome.
Yeah. It was
awesome.
Like I said, it was such a unique experience. It was such a cool event, and I am thank you, Brock, for involving us.
Oh yeah, you definitely did us a one up, and we can't wait to be part of it again.
Well, there's no such thing as bad press, only bad podcasters.
Well, we're not.
And aren't you in the running for podcast of the year or whatever that?
Again.
Yeah, best
podcast.
Yeah, best podcast by the Free Times. Yeah, you guys are the defending champs, right?
Yeah,
that's right. And we're willing to go out there and fight people.
And I know we keep saying that we're not going to mention the other people that are running again, but Ami, who was there with us, I have to. Ami that was with us. She does her podcast, which is of course Welcome to Wonderland, but she was the one that was dressed up as Alice, walking around actually doing interviews with people for her TikTok and for her podcast. And I want to say she had several episodes. She might have a couple episodes of content that she used for that. And it was just so much. It was just so much fun.
It was. I think the first day took the piss right out of us, and we were like, day 2. All right, we know what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, come back in. Here we go.
I want so this year. This is my suggestion, Brock. Is that this year, for all of the people that are lined up outside the door, Zac and I are just going to take a bullhorn and just entertain people while they're waiting for the.
That's not a bad idea.
We'll do that. So that was one of the things I wanted to ask. One of the things we talked about before with Soda City Comic Con was trying to figure out a way to make
absolutely
the August event, and turning it into a whole August thing.
And if we could get some, not to ask too much, but some pre-signed things and trivia people, that'd be pretty fun too, to keep people in line. Not only they're in line, they're fucking excited. You could win a signed thing.
Oh, you mean like a voucher for an autograph with so and so, or on us, or free? People in line that haven't bought ticket, maybe they get a free ticket, and if somebody has bought a ticket, maybe we give them one for next year. Some swag or something.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a couple of things that have kind of popped into my head, and we can obviously talk about this online, but. Did you guys happen to step into our panel room, our media room? Okay, so we got the big stage, we got the big LED screens on both sides, we got the dual cameras and all that stuff. We've really stepped up, in my opinion, our AV game in that room. It used to be just kind of a stage with a couple of microphones, and now it's kind of a whole production. Well, thank you, and we're always looking to make it a little bit bigger and a little bit better. So if anybody has any suggestions, they can email us at info@sodacitycomiccon.com. Anywho, all right, cheap plug. So we have that space, and we don't officially open the doors till 10 o'clock. Well, as we all know, summers in Columbia can be brutal. They can be rainy. They can be nice. We had one weekend where it was 72 degrees was the high for the weekend. I mean, that was fantastic. That was couldn't have asked for better weather. So, but we have to assume that it's going to be hot. So one thing that I'm thinking about doing this year, and I think it would be kind of cool, and of course, what the content can be whatever we want it to be. But I might encourage people to come out early, like 8 o'clock or 8:30, and funnel them into the panel room and just stream something. Or we could play the G1 Transformers movie. We could play. You guys could get up and entertain them. You wouldn't have to be outside. Yeah, you could do You could do movie trailers. You could just do something. Number one, it gets people in the building. It gets them through security, so you don't have this massive 2.5 hour line, because people have waited outside 2 or 3 hours. I can't help it. It's the way the building's set up. One thing that I want everybody to know is that we take security extremely personal, simply because myself, my partner Steve, we have young children. All our children are 13 or younger. They usually come to the event. We want our staff, we want every single attendee, whether they're buying a ticket at the door, whether they're a vendor, they're an artist, they're a guest, they're podcasters, We want to make sure that everybody feels safe. So if anyone complains about security and taking a little bit of time getting through line, I really don't have a whole lot of sympathy for you, because I am basically taking your safety into my hands personally, and I want to make sure that everybody comes in, and when they leave safe and all in one piece. I'm not going to get into it, but we have confiscated some interesting things. We have a staff member who's a current policeman in another jurisdiction outside of South Carolina. He tends to work he's kind of our head of security. We let him kind of run things up there. He's confiscated some very interesting things. So we take that very seriously. That said, we do have space for where people can go. And we want to, especially if it's raining or it's hot, we're going to try to get people in early, and we have a place for them to go. We could probably get all close to 1,000 people. There'll be 500 or 600 seats. We could probably do another couple hundred in there, standing room only. So, and at least that'll get people in and out of the weather if it's raining, which we hope it's not. But if it's hot, then that'll at least pull people in. And then we have a slew of choices as to what we can have for entertainment. Whether it's, you guys could be doing a podcast live. You could invite people up on stage. You could have the gal that I forget her name. You just said it 10 minutes ago, but I forget her name. Yep. You could have her walking around talking to people. You could do trivia. Yeah, I'm more than happy to throw some swag and throw some items. We're gonna probably have a couple of shirts this year. We can throw some of that out. We've got stuff from last year and years before, signed items. We tend to get pretty good donations. We do a little bit of solicitation from local restaurants. They'll throw a $25 gift card, $50 gift card. We can give that shit away. I love giving things away, especially to kids. Yeah, we'll have toys, all kind of stuff. So put that in your brain. Let that noodle around. Don't forget, Barrett. Put that on your calendar.
I won't.
No, we're gonna actually. Now that I'm thinking about it, we have the intern until the event is the last. We're hammering on some trivia questions right now. Yeah.
That's happening. We can definitely put some stuff together.
Between the three
that'd be
of us,
fun.
We'll make an ordeal out of it. Promised.
I think one of the other thing that we had just discussed offline was the potential of doing the night before, an event the night before, or what were we talking about doing a searching,
a scavenger hunt,
finding different things around town or in the Vista. Yeah, a scavenger hunt.
Right.
Prior to the actual Soda City Comic-Con. There's so many things that I think that you all are already doing fantastic, and just to add on to it, it's I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I'm in the glow of just how entertaining and how enjoyable it was.
I'm a gigantic South Carolina football fan, and I'm looking forward to this a little bit more than kickoff. I am so hyped for what Soda City brings and the people it brings, the experience it is in general. I'm ready. Let's do this. Is it tomorrow? Fucking
trying to think.
But let's go.
I don't know if I have any connections at USC. I got one that I could call that's on the board. Maybe we could see if we could.
We have one. He's not friends with Barrett, but he's friends with me.
Carrie, text me. We'll get it. We'll get this resolved.
No, I'm just thinking
that'd be awesome.
I wonder if there's a way we could get Shane Beamer to come out. I don't know.
Oh man, you talk about a guy who could. That's nerds going. Who the hell?
I was saying that's a.
Well, yeah. I see him hanging out on your wall. He's posted up back there.
That's a
Shane. That is Shane Beamer. No, he keeps trying to give me this Coke Zero. I don't know. We talk about it all the time. You could say something.
That would be a hard
couple
get,
weeks.
Though,
yeah, it probably can't happen.
That's a week before.
Who knows?
First
if
I have a little bit of insight on Shane Beamer, so I've been.
Yeah, get him on your podcast. There you go.
That might be doable, but yeah, that's.
Well, I could hold the his feet to the coals if we get him on before Comic-Con happens and be like, Shane.
Does he have young kids
right now?
You know what?
Come on.
He's younger than I am, right?
Well, then that's right up their alley. I mean, come on, you appeal to the family man, and then he's like, well,
exactly. He may have been there last year. He would just been like Naruto and be like, damn it. We didn't even teach him.
If he comes in and all you can see is just a little thing like he's a ninja or something, you know.
That is the best RoboCop I've seen.
One of the other coolest groups that was there was the ones right across from us, the 501st or the 501st, right? Am I saying it right? I'm going to mess that up.
Vader's 501st.
But they were so cool and such a fun group to interact with.
Well, literally they were cool. Those dudes and women were sweating taking those things off. Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
We had all banter going. We've been threatened by stormtroopers multiple times last year.
Oh, I would have red laser dots pointed at my forehead from their blasters. But the good news is that I know they're not going to hit wherever it is they're aiming.
We had a great rapport with them. That was they'll never hit you.
Donald and his wife Donna, they were a couple of the characters that were dressed up, and we've stayed connected through Facebook since then. And so are they a group that's potentially coming back this year?
I hope so. I need to reach out to them. I've probably not been the best person. I have emailed them. I haven't gotten a response, but I'll call Albin and see.
I was gonna say.
Albin's the one.
He's busy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That is I am still dumbfounded by just how much they have that they're involved in as an expanded group. Like the things that they do, whether it's actually being extras or stormtroopers or whatever, like in TV and movies, or they're doing parades, or they're doing Make-A-Wish Foundation wishes. I mean, that whole group is just such a fantastic organization that they have.
Yeah, I've known the co-founder of that group since I was 10 years old.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep,
that is so cool. That is really cool.
Well,
so here's the plan. We are going to have Brock on several more times before we get to the end of this,
and we're going to go somewhere too. We're not going to sit in our houses. We're going to actually go and create hell somewhere in downtown Columbia.
I want to draw an audience enough to come out and actually we want fans and people that have attended Comic-Con or haven't attended Comic-Con that want to attend Comic-Con.
Well, then we know where to go.
Yeah. Well, where?
Transmission.
Oh, well,
we could go to Transmission. That's true.
I bet Bum would probably let us come in there.
There's a couple of places I think we could go that they would be more than happy to have us broadcast, or have you guys, not us, I say us like I'm part of the team, have you guys broadcast there. I can think of like 2 or 3 places that would probably be more than willing. It's not the worst thing in the world to have content featuring their place there, because obviously I don't know how many mentions. No. You're gonna catch some eyeballs. People are gonna want to know what you're doing. We can give away prizes. We can give away tickets. I mean, there's some cool things. Obviously, you want to let your listeners know where we're gonna be, so maybe they can come and watch the magic in person. They want to see how the sausage is made.
Absolutely,
let's do it.
Absolutely. All right. So because we have more visits with Brock coming up. We're not gonna, by the next time we have you on, we're gonna have.
He'll get his 7 questions later.
No, you got your 7 questions back in November, right?
Did he?
Didn't I ask you guys the 7 questions?
I don't remember.
Didn't ask you guys the 7 questions.
I don't think he did.
Oh, that's interesting.
Do we 7 questions now, or
Brock? Do you want to do the 7 questions?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I've been told that some of these are the best questions in podcasting, and some of them are not. So, here's the first question. What was the last thing that you Googled? Is it NSFW?
No, it was that country singer that you mentioned. Stephanie
Morton.
Yeah, Stephanie Morton. Yep.
Stephanie Morton. Okay, cool. This is going to get into your childhood a little bit, but what was that one thing that your parents did that embarrassed you?
I did a better job embarrassing myself than my parents actually embarrassing me.
That's fair.
The one thing that sticks in my mind is like during a third grade play at my elementary school, there was a word, and I think it was hippopotamus, and somebody on stage was supposed to say it, possibly me, and we all just got tickled, and we just ruined the third grade play. And it was probably more embarrassing for my parents than me, but looking back, I think it was the greatest thing ever.
That's funny.
Mine was my dad was one of those people who would shut up when you started talking to him. And you're like, all right, I'm going to see you later. Oh yeah, one more thing. Wow, I got you. Yeah,
he was the one more thing, Dad. Yeah.
Whoa.
I can't remember. I can't think of anything that my mother did that like embarrassed me.
I have another story, but it's not quite so safe. It's funny. It's from high school. It's funny. It's funny. But
we'll talk about it.
We can talk about it later. That might be one of those we'll talk about it live, and everybody can listen, and they can be like, "Oh my God, that really happened to you." I'm like, "Yep, it happened to me."
That's the All About Nothing After Dark.
Hey, there you go.
Good night.
All right. If you could have one superpower, so this is apropos of the Comic-Con. If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
That's the easiest one. You've asked me this one before, and I give you the same answer. I would have the power of magnetism. I'd be Magneto.
That's right. That's right.
That is such a popular answer for this question.
It's because no one could touch you.
But if he could fly,
he can fly.
Magneto can fly.
Ish.
No,
well,
he can fly.
I mean, he's not.
If
he's
you
not
weren't
flying
an
at any
asshole
velocity
and hadn't watched the rest of the X-Men '97 series, you'd know exactly what we're talking about.
Fair enough.
He's not wrong.
Nope.
What is your least favorite candy and why?
Ooh. I might get canceled. I might get canceled over this one.
Let me write it down.
It's going to be a hard try.
I do not like anything coconut based. Almond Joy, Mounds.
Nope.
Bleh.
Welcome to the club. That's disgusting.
That is absolutely.
That's the worst.
There's no chance. I would starve before I ate coconut.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not a huge coconut fan in candy either. Like or like baking, like cakes or things like that. I don't think I'm a huge.
Yeah, the almond joys and the mounds where you threw that at other kids. Like that's you don't eat those.
When at work, there's usually a candy jar somewhere or a candy drawer where people bring candy. It's always full of like almond joy, and I'm like, why are you people leaving the crap candy for me to come and steal? Yeah. I never contribute to the drawer. I always go and raid it, but they always leave the worst candy that's like Mounds or something. And I'm like, people are assholes.
There's gonna be some weirdo out there who's like, fucking, this thing is full of gold.
That was you
as a human being.
So where Zac and I used to both work, where we met, where we both used to work, that I worked in the IT department, and we had a bowl that people would bring candy, and Costco's right down the street, so I would get the $13 500-piece candy thing, and then somebody, when that started to get low, somebody would come in with the 1,000-piece $13 candy, which means you're getting the crap candy now. Like you've gone from like chocolate
of the bag.
Yeah, you're going from like the fun size chocolate bars and things like that to now you're getting like the gobstoppers
or the sweet tarts or the sweethearts.
Yeah,
and not the good ones, but the ones that are tiny and they have the long. Yeah, those are man.
Yeah, those are better. You crush them up and just
yeah, if you're a Willy Wonka.
Yeah, exactly. All right, what is your most embarrassing favorite song? Like let's say you're driving the kids around. And a song comes on, and what song is that? This is one of those things that really defines how old we are, I think.
Well, I don't know. Okay, like your questions are very specific. Like you're asking like for a specific song. There's a lot of songs out there.
Okay, genre.
Okay, well, I can still enjoy listening to early Britney Spears or NSYNC or Backstreet Boys.
It's embarrassing as shit. Yeah.
And since you're so young and stupid, when Barrett and I were growing up, Britney Spears was hot.
Yeah,
So
I was born in '88, so like I understand who
Britney was the hottest thing walking in like the mid '90s.
So yeah, Britney was out.
Christina
Britney was
Aguilera was
after
there.
mine. Britney was after my
But
time.
you still be like, yeah, Britney's still hot.
It was, you know what? For me,
I was on the like Aguilera train.
For me,
That's
it
where
wasn't. I wasn't necessarily a fan of the music, but the Spice Girls were. I mean, that was.
I like the Spice Girls. I can listen to their music.
I can.
I liked Ace of Base when they
Ace
were
of
around.
Base,
I loved
yeah.
Ace of Base. Yeah.
Yes, but you didn't see Ace of Base.
Didn't have
Even
to.
in their music videos.
I didn't have to. I liked their songs. I saw the sign.
I saw the sign.
That's it.
All right. What's the one question that you wished I had asked? Maybe about Comic-Con, maybe about your past.
I think the question that I would have had when you asked is, do you really want Zac to join us?
Oh.
No, I think you guys do a great job. You leave very few stones unturned.
That's true. If
That's
anything,
what we try to do, sir.
If anything, we are the guys that waste our time turning over all of the stones.
What's under this one? Nothing. Again? God damn.
All right, this is the last one, and this is so I can't ask you this question. I mean, what you come up with. What is the one question you're glad we didn't ask you? Which will then be the question we ask you first next time you're on. Is there anything you don't want people to know?
Why he has a Lego undone behind him?
Oh, that's a Slave One.
I see that it's a Slave One.
That's not the original one. That's like either
I too like Star Wars.
That's like the second or third iteration of it. And it's sealed and it's not going to be opened. I'm a pretty blunt, straight shooting guy. Like if I don't want to, if somebody asks me a question and I don't want to answer, I'm gonna be like, eh. But
that's fair.
I mean, if anybody is interested in seeing how blunt and direct I can be, go to Town of Blythewood on YouTube and watch some council meetings.
The city council.
And you will see Councilman Brock in rare form in some meetings.
How much?
Throw your match vag on and
we're gonna so I don't. You don't have to go into specifics, but one of the reasons that I have not entered politics is because of the responsibility that you have to answering people's questions. You know, the people that you represent. There's a responsibility. So you don't have to answer this, but how annoying are some of them? Like how there've got to be some that just beat down your door all the time, or are constantly messaging you or leaving messages.
That's a position that you could take with any job, responsibility, whatever. I mean, there are always going to be individuals at any level, whether it's a job, a hobby, politics, sports, whatever you're doing, where there are going to be people that just don't care for you. They don't like you for a myriad of reasons. There's a lot of there. I won't say a lot. There are individuals in Blythewood who don't care for me politically, and they say they don't like me personally. But the fact of the matter is, they don't know me personally.
Don't know you.
So
Sure.
I tell them to say you don't like me personally is flawed logic because you don't know me. You know, it's not a matter of people being annoying. I think people, and I don't want to. You try not to generalize because, you know, I don't want to cast a wide net because then you catch a lot of stuff. Yeah. But I don't want to say most, that's the wrong word. Some people, and it can be a minority or it can quite frankly be the majority. They aren't quite educated on everything that's being discussed, or they don't quite understand what's being discussed or what's happened or what's going to happen or where the path is going to lead. One perfect example is our Scout Motors Economic Development Project. There's a select few individuals, and you know they're quite vocal, and that's great. I would rather have people that are vocal and, you know, potentially annoying or loud or stubborn or whatever you want to call them. vocalize it. Let me know what they're thinking, because you may have a host of people who are thinking the same thing and you'll never know about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and there are some people that for the life of them or for the life of me, they're never going to be happy with what's happening.
Sure.
Right.
But I take the position of, there was an opportunity for the town of Blythewood, and I was the loudest proponent for the Scout economic development. And no one will disagree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm born and raised in Gaffney, South Carolina, which is home of the giant peach and Frank Underwood, who is, bless his heart.
Well, the character was great.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm a stone's throw away from Greer, South Carolina, which in the early 90s landed BMW. And I have seen the transformation of the upstate, because not only did the upstate attract BMW, it attracts all the OEM suppliers, and then it attracts all the other ancillary benefits that come along with that. More hotels, more restaurants, more retail, more professional services. Yeah, it's just like a tree that just grows and expands its roots in all directions. Downtown Greer is great. Downtown Travelers Rest is beautiful. Greenville has had a revitalization. Their downtown is absolutely stunning. Spartanburg as well. They're getting a minor league baseball team. The Spartanburg Smash Burgers or something. That's
yeah. I saw that recently.
That's stupid, but nevertheless, they're coming. But so that catalyst doesn't get the jump that it needed without a major economic foundation like BMW. And the same thing's going to happen here. And you can't tell me that it's not a good decision to bring in an employer that is financially committed to bringing 4,000 plus jobs over the next 10 years. I think there's a 10-year runway for that. If they don't, they got to pay all the money back.
Yeah.
And it's backstopped by Volkswagen. So you can't tell me that this isn't a good thing, because my kids, the neighbors' kids, they can, if they want, get a high-paying job, and they don't have to leave. They don't have to go to Charleston. They don't have to go to Greenville. They don't have to go to Charlotte to find a job that pays a good wage for good work. It's going to be very technically skilled work. Like, how can I say no to this?
Absolutely, yeah. And on top of it, like, they're not hiring just like your run-of-the-mill workers. They are.
Well, they're hiring some.
Your engineers. It's bringing definitely an economy to all the upstate. Yeah. Plus, they're doing really cool shit with their cars there.
Yeah,
they bring out like a new M-Class anything. They're like test track, bro. You're gonna see that thing driving around.
Yeah. They'll have all that down here too. They'll have test tracks. Yeah. They'll have all that.
Yeah, it's awesome. The one dude who he was doing the driving show, he had to come to South Carolina, and I can not remember the name of the show, but they tested him in the new like M series, whatever it was, and it was in South Carolina.
Yeah,
I was like, it doesn't get much better. You're getting exposure left, right, and center.
When I worked for ABC Disney, we did a news report where we were talking about. Do you remember, Brock, when they had the issue with the Firestone tires that they claimed were exploding?
That all the Fords had.
Yeah. Well, I was with ABC News at the time, and we actually used the BMW test track to try and see if under whatever conditions, because you can go super fast around that test track, but like we were trying to create conditions that would potentially push these tires over the edge. Never could do it.
No,
it never actually occurred for us. Even drilling holes through.
It was the flipping of the Explorers and the Expeditions, right? That's what the whole problem was.
Yeah.
Because Ford put them on. Yeah, I remember we had Expedition at the time. My dad's like, it'll be fine.
But that's that. So with the Scout motors, they're going to be building a specific vehicle it's an electric vehicle. And I know that when it comes to these batteries, the lithium and the whatever it is they're doing is terrible for the environment. But I did read that Volkswagen and Scout Motors specifically are one of the companies that are currently working on the salt batteries. It's sodium. They're using sodium for the batteries instead of lithium, and we've got plenty of fucking salt.
Oh, we can pull all the salt all day long out of the ocean.
Yeah. So
but you can't trust Volkswagen after that GTI incident where they were poisoning the atmosphere for.
Yeah. Well, these are electric. Okay.
Yeah. No emissions.
the hard sell, go to SodaCityComicCon.com. That is where you're going to find all of the information about who's going to be there, the celebrities, the voice actors who are also celebrities, but also ticket information. You're going to find that there. The dates again, August 24th, 25th, the Columbia Metropolitan Convention Center. We're going to be there.
I'll have blonde hair by then.
Brock is
Vilardebo.
Sorry, Brock is going to be running around with his head cut off.
Matt Vilardebo.
That's I'm running his campaign. So since he called, I'm just going to put out a shameless plug. We're always looking for donations. It's Matt matv4sc.com. You can make donations to the campaign.
What's he running for?
State House, District 26 out of Fort Mill.
Did he get into a runoff?
No, he didn't. He wasn't running against any Democrats. He's going to wind up running against David Martin, and that's the first and last time that I will mention his name on the podcast, because as his campaign manager, I can't give him too much attention.
Well, we had Russell Ott on, and Russell just won. So
yeah, Russell Ott beat Dick Larpootlian. So
Well, I'll also give a shameless plug for my buddy Overture Walker, who is in a runoff for Senate District 22. He's a friend of mine for almost 25 years. Love him to death. Top 5 friend I have. He's actually come to the event too. Former chair of Richland County Council for 2 years. So good guy, really good guy. I would try to get him on the podcast. I don't know if he'd do it or not. I can always put a bug in his ear, but
sure.
He's in a runoff. So on June 25th, if any of your listeners are in Senate District 22, come out. If you didn't vote in the Republican primary, come out and cast a vote for Overture. Best will be the best guy in the State House, hands down.
Well, and awesome. Next episode we're going to have Leon Lott, Sheriff of Richland County. Yep. He's going to be on with us next time. So lots of good things coming up. Again, SodaCityComicCon.com. That's where you're going to want to go for all the information. Also, follow them on Facebook. Follow them on any of the social media, probably Facebook, because that's where most of these announcements are coming out first. And I have an alert set, so every time a new thing comes out for Soda City Comic Con, I get an alert that I can just pull up and go, oh fuck, it's Peter Cullen or Michael Bell. So do that. Brock, thank you very much for being on with us.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Look forward to having you on again very soon, because there's going to be so much more information coming out about the con that we're excited about. That is going to do it for this episode, number 210. Thank you again, Brock. Links to past episodes, podcast platforms, merchandise, and social media are available on our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com. And if you think our financial model of giving away free content and entertainment is silly and you're in the giving mood, why not become an official Nothinger and supporting our show monthly? Members get early access to this episode, as well as exclusive content, or you can make a one-time donation through the same link. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can call and leave us a message, 803-672-0533. You can email the show at theallaboutnothing.com, or you can join our Discord server. Links are available at theallaboutnothing.com. Thank you, everybody else, for listening. Everybody. And you all stay safe, be kind, and
keep your hands to yourself.
The All About Nothing podcast is produced and engineered by me, Barrett Gruber. Thanks to Cake for our intro music, Sick of You. You can follow everything Cake the band at cakemusic.com. Thanks to Muff the producer for our outro music. You can follow Muff on Instagram at Muff the producer. I am Barrett Gruber. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Barrett Gruber, or visit my Linktree /Barrett Gruber. Want to support the show? Visit our webpage, theallaboutnothing.com, and become a member. There are several tiers available, including memberships that give you early access to episodes as well as exclusive content. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. Find links to our social media, merchandise, and past episodes. Visit theallaboutnothing.com. If you'd like to be heard on the show, you can call and leave us a message. Dial 803-672-0533. If the time between these episodes is more than you can handle, check out our partner podcast. Zac and I host What the Pod Was That with Carrie Simmons. Visit whatthepodwasthat.com for links and details. Me takes a deep dive down the rabbit hole in episodes of Welcome to Wonderland. Available on all the podcast platforms. Visit WTWLpod.com for details. As well, you can listen to the political and social conversation between Dr. Jamela Brooks and Bill Kimmler on Black, White, and Blue in the South, available wherever you listen to podcasts. Please subscribe and share this show. If you're on YouTube, please like and hit the notification bell. Thank you for listening. The preceding podcast is a product of Big Media and copyright 2024, all rights reserved.